Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. My wife chuckled under her breath and gave my hand a gentle squeeze, the way you comfort a scared kid after a bad dream. You're overthinking, she said softly. He's just a friend. The way she said it bothered me. Too calm. Too practiced. We were standing in the kitchen, coffee still warm in the air, morning light spilling across the counter. Her phone buzzed. She flipped it face down almost instantly, but not before I caught the name again. Mark. The same name that had been showing up more and more lately. Late-night messages. Work calls that stretched forever. Dinners she called networking events. Every time I asked, I got the same response. A relaxed smile, steady voice, gentle reassurance. He's married, she added, like that settled everything. You're imagining things. I wanted to believe her. I really did. 12 years together doesn't disappear because of a gut feeling. We'd built a life, habits, routines, private jokes, healed wounds from old arguments. You don't burn all that down without proof. So I nodded. Swallowed the unease. Even as something heavy took root in my chest. But doubt doesn't appear out of nowhere. It grows slowly, fed by patterns you try not to see. 2 nights later, she mentioned a late meeting. Same casual tone. Same shrug. I'll probably be home around 10. That night, I watched her get ready in a way I never had before. She spent extra time on her hair. Chose a perfume she usually saved for special occasions. When she kissed me goodbye, it felt rehearsed. 15 minutes after she left, I grabbed my keys. I didn't know what I was hoping for, confirmation, relief, or proof that I was wrong. I drove to a restaurant she'd mentioned once, a place I remembered because she talked about Mark enough for small details to stick. The parking lot wasn't full. I stayed in my car, gripping the steering wheel, heart pounding like I was about to cross a line I couldn't return from. Then I saw them through the window. They weren't sitting across from each other like co-workers. They were next to each other. Close. Her hand rested on his arm while she laughed, head tilted in that familiar way she used to look at me when we first fell in love. He leaned in, said something that made her smile freely without caution. Something inside me cracked, but quietly. I was about to step out of the car when another vehicle pulled in beside mine. A woman got out, scanning the restaurant with the same tension burning in my chest. She looked exhausted, anxious, determined all at once. Our eyes met. She hesitated, then walked over. Are you waiting for someone? She asked. I swallowed. My wife. Her expression tightened. Mine too, she said. Then corrected herself. My husband. We stood there without speaking. The truth settled between us, heavy and undeniable. She followed my stare to the window and sucked in a sharp breath. That's Mark, she whispered. And that's your wife. I nodded. There were no tears. No shouting. Just the numb clarity that comes when denial finally runs out. Do you want to go inside? She asked. I thought of my wife that morning. You're being paranoid. He's just a friend. No, I said. Let's wait. We sat at a small table outside, close enough to see everything. Close enough to notice when Mark's hand slid onto my wife's knee. How she didn't stop it. How she leaned toward him without hesitation. I felt anger, but also an unexpected calm. The worst had already happened. There was nothing left to fear. 20 minutes later, they stepped outside, still smiling. My wife stopped cold when she saw me. Her smile vanished instantly. Why are you here? She asked, panic sharpening her voice. I stood slowly. I came early, I said. With a friend. Mark's wife stepped beside me. The color drained from his face. No one spoke. The silence said everything. This isn't what it looks like, my wife began automatically. I looked at her, really looked, and realized I barely recognized the person in front of me. You told me I was imagining things, I said. You said he was just a friend. Mark's wife let out a bitter laugh. That's interesting, she said. He said the same about her. There was nothing more to say. We turned away together and walked back to our cars. I didn't look back. I didn't need to. When I got home, the house felt different, quiet, empty, but finally honest. Some truths break you in the moment, but lies break you slowly. And that night, with nothing left except my self-respect, I stopped feeling paranoid and started feeling free.